Shalom, Kol Halom, Yah Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. All praise, glory, and honor go to the Most High, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to our brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. Yah Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash, to all you true believers. And Lord willing, this is an edifying video because this guy here on TikTok, his name's Singing Bear. He does a lot of videos that are, how would you say, scornful towards the prophecy, okay? And he claims to be debunking, it says debunked, Israelite prophecy, okay? He doesn't accept that the so-called North American Indians, so-called Seminole Native American Indians in North America, the indigenous peoples of all the Americas and the Caribbean, are direct descendants of the ancient Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible, right? He doesn't want to accept the scriptures. He doesn't want to accept anything to do with what the Holy Bible has to say. Whether or not, I don't know his opinion specifically on the scriptures, but I can only assume that he doesn't believe in the scriptures. Or if he does believe in the scriptures, he needs to be rebuked. But, he does Dilo de los Muertos, right? Evils, real Hebrew Israelites. And I came across some videos, and pretty much this guy, he says he's not a racist, but pretty much he's a racist in terms of he really believes in this indigenous nation that he's a part of, but he doesn't like the so-called black man. He has an issue with his brother Judah, okay? And I saw that when he got mad that a little Jake kid was doing a rap video of him being the Potomac. Let me see if I can find that one. Okay. And I just wanted to go into one of the claims he makes and just show you how, there's really no point of arguing with this guy, okay? He believes what he believes, but the ultimate, and pretty much he's trying to demonize us. He has an issue with the Hebrew Israelites. And all he can say is that the information we use are hoaxes and whatnot. Well, we use the Holy Bible, okay, and prophecy. And this knowledge isn't for everyone, okay? This knowledge isn't for all these people out here claiming that are actually Israelites. 2/3 of our people got to die, all right, in the coming destruction, which is part of the prophecy, all right? I myself, okay, according to this world, may look at me as a so-called Latino or so-called American Indian, right? But I understand that I'm actually a Hebrew Israelite, okay? From the tribe of Gad, all right? I know brothers that are Israelites from the tribe of Reuben, tribe of Issachar. And that's just the truth of the matter. Okay? And let me go into the truth. Let me just go right here, actually, before I go into the scriptures, because he has an issue with our people, all right, being Israelites, and the so-called black man and the so-called Native American man, okay, being brothers. Whether or not he believes that or not, it doesn't seem like it, okay? All right, because this video right here.
Most of us think that the first Africans to arrive in what is...
And Juan Garrido was one of the black conquistadors, right?
Juan Garrido, meaning Handsome John.
He winds up sailing with the Spanish as a free person, as a conquistador, and spends 3 decades in service to the Spanish crown.
In 1513, Garrido participated in Ponce de
All right, in Ponce de Leon, all right,
Leon's famed expedition in Florida in search of the Fountain of Youth.
And what tribe was in Florida? We know that tribe to be the tribe of Reuben, okay? Juan Garrido more than likely was from the Southern Kingdom, All right, he's a Hebrew Israelite. Whether he knew that or whether or not you believe that, it's just what he is. All right. Just like how the so-called white man, he's the Edomite. Okay, because the Bible's the truth, and everything comes from the scriptures. So you got to figure out who are these people in the scriptures, and it only makes sense that it's us. Why? Because the prophecy only fits us. Okay? And you claim to be the spiritual guy. Well, be spiritual about the prophecy. Prophecies that we're the Israelites. And also prophecies that guys like you are going to be mad and are going to reject it. Why? Because the Heavenly Father don't want you, man.
This is the first record of a black person setting foot in what is now the United States.
What did he say?
So he's mad like, oh, look, black people are over here jacking us up. So the fuck what, man? All right. This is another vocab attack. Oh, look, you guys are fighting each other. You guys hate each other. Hey, man, look, read the scriptures. What was our brother, what were we doing to each other, man? What was going down in ancient Israel? Okay? And this guy got an issue with it. Why? Because he has a problem with the southern kingdom, Judah. All right? And also he has a problem with just people that look like so-called Negroes. Because you have people that are, how do you say? They're Israelites, yes. But they're actually, their line goes back to a so-called Native American, man. The so-called black man here in America and the so-called Native America has been intermingling since forever. Go all the way down to Brazil. Okay? Matter of fact, let me get that. Okay, you go down to Brazil. That was the main import place of all the slaves during the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, and what was happening? Those people. There was no segregation back in those places, especially in Latin America. Look at Mexico. Well, you over here. Let me go back to this. You looking at you. All right, based upon your little bio here, I believe that's some sort of. I don't know how do you say the link. Chinachli. I don't know the way. I forgot. It's been years. I'm not into that Azteca language stuff. You know, but I can only guess. All right, forgive me if I'm being mistaken here. But through the Spirit, I believe he must be a Mexica or a native person from Mexico, or as a American Indian, a Gadite. All right, American Indian would say he's just a Mexican. The fuck? You're not an Indian. Yeah. What tribe are you? But hey, he may be a tribe. Okay, he may be from an actual Indian tribe. And if that's the case, he's really bugging out. He's a real bug out. All right, because there's a lot of this shit. I don't know any Indians like that. All right. Okay. Oh, but yeah, let me get that real quick. Romans 8:16. Okay. Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Heavenly Father. Right. So it's the Spirit, man. All right. You claim to be, and the Spirit is on you to be so dead set against this, man. That only proves that you're an Israelite as well. All right. All right. And vocab, you can't use that same logic. Okay. In your case. Because you are a clear agent for so-called white man, and this guy could be too, for what it is. Because I don't see nothing. I don't see him talking about the so-called white man here. Esau get a free pass on this shit, man. And he want to talk about Spaniards, and he's trying to link the Moors to the white man to Jake. You know what I mean? He's going after Sakari, ICPK. All right, he's just an unbeliever, okay? Oh, look, this is a good one, John Horst. Let's see if he talks about John Horst, the real one.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? So this sister right here, man, she's been like harassing me for like the past 2 days.
If you clap in front of
Hey, yo.
Okay. And
What's up, man?
This is proof that we're the same spiritual people. You should know that more than anybody.
The only emancipation of rebellious slaves
prior to the U.S. Civil War, and they formed the largest mass exodus of slaves across the United States, moving from the Florida Everglades.
There you go. You're talking about Reuben. But this guy can't see it. Why not? Why can't he see it? Because it ain't meant for him. All right, let me read this and get that quick precept for that. All right, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Shai, and if children, then heirs of the Most High, and heirs with Hamashiach Yahweh. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. All right, and our people, you can tell they're suffering. All right, whatever this guy wants to bring Indians back to, whatever mystical religion he wants to be a part of, where he can just pray to certain spirits and everything's gonna be okay and the white man's not gonna put you to death. You know, you're out your fucking mind. Grave destruction's coming upon this place, all right? And if you can't see that, you can't see why that would happen, you're out of your mind, your damn self. Okay, because mainly we see the iniquity, all right? Us, the true men of the Lord, okay, the true Israelites, we see the iniquity of this place. All right, and our ancestors saw that. You dummy. All right, they were living in it. They were drinking that cup. All right, and that cup was that hardcore bondage, that hardcore slavery, so-called white man put on us. And you got nothing to say about that. All right, you got nothing to say about that because you're just a fucking bug out, really, when you break it down. All right, yeah, you got some good videos on there, but to me, you hate the Heavenly Father, you hate the Most High, and you want to be into zodiac signs and all this other stuff, man. So be it. All right. All right. Here it is. Proverbs 14 and 15. The simple believe every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Yeah, he just believes whatever science or whatever academia is putting out there. Oh, Timbuktu, he says Babylon and Timbuktu was debunked. All right. Oh, this was debunked. You know, vocab Malone. Los Lunas Decalogue Stone. That's debunked. Now, everything's just a hoax. Okay. Well, the scriptures is not a hoax. All right. And the history of what the so-called white man did to our people is not a hoax. Okay. The sheer bloodshed that he did to us. That's enough right there to know that we're the Israelites. Who the hell would do such a thing to a people? And then that people just resiliently survive just to get this far. Just to get this far and be exterminated again. It's not going down, man. Okay, you think the so-called white man just forgot about his goal to exterminate your ass? All right, that's how we know he's Esau, Edom in the Holy Bible, in the scriptures, right? America, right, is the whore. Okay, America's Babylon, man. And whatever you want to feel all warm inside about, oh, this is our land. Like, I'm talking to you so-called Native Americans. Our land, this and that. Your land's through, man. And our people been migrating all over the place since forever. All right? Really, our land is in the land of Israel. And whose red foot is up over there? And this guy clearly has nothing to say about that dude's red foot up in that land. That's really our land, all right? The simple believe every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident. Yeah, because this guy, he doesn't see that's evil. What he's doing is evil. Okay? To come at the Hebrew Israelites and to come at the try to stir division amongst Judah and Israel, the so-called black man and the so-called Native American man. Okay, the so-called Mexican man, the tribe of Issachar. All right? Our people, Judah and Israel, all right? We were oppressed together. I'm going to get that real quick. All right, because thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. That's right. And that's our people. We're oppressed right now together. You were just going into John Horse. John Horse is a perfect example of that. All right, because you had mainly Judah, okay, and then mainly Reuben, and you had Gad up in there too. But it was mainly Judah and Reuben, okay, doing the Trail of Tears, right? The Creek, the Seminole Indians go back to them Creek tribes. So a lot of the tribes, all the way from I'd say as far as north as South Carolina. Okay, all the way through Georgia, Florida, all the way to Mississippi, Louisiana. Okay, those were all Reubenite natives. Okay, that was where Reuben was at. And Reuben and Judah, all right, the reason why it was so easy for them to intermix, because they were mixing together. All right. Oh well, what about the Cherokee? What about them? All right, if you really broke it down and understood it, the history of them, those Cherokee 5 civilized tribes, they got taken over by Esau. A lot of them were Edomites. Just like a lot of these black people you want to read from the era, all right, post slavery, or even right before the pre-Civil War, and then post-Civil War, all those writers were what? Edomites. Okay. Case in point, Frederick Douglass, I believe, was a terror. Okay. Father was a slave owner, mother was a slave woman. All right, so there's all kinds of mixture of blood. Just the history of Mexico is just everybody's been mixing up. So really, it's up to the Spirit for you to understand who the Israelites are. Okay, we don't have the pedigrees. We can't go back and point to the look. This is it. All right, we can't use the so-called white man's DNA because you don't even know what kind of hoodoo that is, man. Especially with what he does with this science magic, which is his magic. You could go ahead and believe in that. All right, we believe in this holy scriptures. Okay. And this guy clearly got an issue with the Heavenly Father, man. Okay. Let me get this real quick. I wanted to read this one because, he's saying he got a problem with this guy talking about, where's the other one? Wida, the land of Wida, right? He's like, it doesn't say Judah, it says Wida. If you look it up, it all means the same thing, man. Playing games with the words. And that's why you can't tell these guys nothing, okay? This is Proverbs 10 and 18. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. And that's what this guy does. He hideth his hatred for his brother, okay? For the so-called black man. With lying lips. Because, yeah, you're lying, man. All right? You got this going into all these. I think you're recording this bug out. This guy, oh my gosh. I got to play this. Because we got... this guy wants to take a... Yeah, Salaki. So, yeah, this guy.
Entender lo que es tradición.
All right, this guy wants to take us back to. He wants to take us back to the days of Apocalypto. You know what I mean? Like, what was his name? Jaguar Paw. Yeah, this nigga wants to go back, man. You're done, man. Our people are finished, okay? The 2/3 of our people are out their mind. All right? You're no different than Son Netter and all these other guys that just believe whatever madness the so-called white man's put out there, plus whatever our ancestors practiced. All right? Because our ancestors were going the hell off. All right? And look at this. I just got to play a little bit of this guy's this guy's funny.
Y tradición oral. O sea, que si mi abuela le dice algo a mi madre me lo repite a mí, y esa misma información yo se la repito a mis hijos y ellos a sus nietos. Eso es tradición oral. La tradición del pueblo indígena es totalmente distinta al pueblo de Israel. Cuando Cristóbal Colón viajó a nuestra isla, había un hombre que era de Israel.
Yeah, so you can see he's a bug out, okay? A Ephraimite, right? And we know that's Ephraim through the Spirit. It's clear as day who Ephraim is, okay? He's Taino, all right? That's how you know, all right? This brother right here, Boricua. Then if I'm not mistaken, I got to go back. I got to do another video about what Boricua means, right? I think it's another bastardization of a Spanish word, if I'm not mistaken. But that a lot of this guy's talking about, right? They speak the language of Christopher Columbus. Well, Christopher Columbus was sailing for Spain. Okay, he was born in Genoa, Italy. Right, nobody's here, come on. What language are you speaking? You want to speak the original tongues of our people. You could go ahead and do that. But if you could connect one to the other, you understand that language sounds like ancient Hebrew. Okay? The ancient tongues of the Gadites, the ancient tongues of the indigenous peoples here, okay? The traditional tongues, right? They're just another form of evolution of the type of Hebrew we were speaking. Especially since we've been through all the captivities. Going through Assyria, that changes the language. You see how language has evolved over time, man. And then I know one place when they speak about England, they say England is as small as it is, it has more accents or different ways they speak English than than America, than the whole world. Okay, the different dialects. And that comes over time. And even then, in that land of the UK, you have traditional tongues. I believe they still speak Gaelic in Ireland. All right. So yeah, a lot of these languages really go back to the main language, the Hebrew. Okay. Yeah, we understand we're speaking language right now, English, but that's a signal and a sign of the prophecy itself. Speaking Roman language, man. We're back here in Rome again. All right, Babylon. All right, Egypt. All right, we're in captivity. And this guy, you can this dude, he got it. Nuestros ancestros no son de la tribu de Israel. So he's saying our ancestors are not from the tribes of Israel. All right. And this guy got a tattoo. Then he got a regular prison tat, blasted on him. Yeah, he's some sort of chief. Get out of here, man. But that's why our people aren't going to make it, man. And that's why our people are in the state that they're in, a real low state. I said this one. Oh, let me get this real quick. Okay. Because our people don't want to understand. All right, what happened? Okay, and he was going and he did a video about, it says here that how do 1 million Israelites get scattered? And people move all the time. How do you think the Trail of Tears happened? Okay, and then it's over a course of a time. It's not just people just pack up and leave. They were leaving. All right, look at what's going on in the Ukraine. A lot of people were leaving. All right, before the war kicked off. And as the war is going on, people are still leaving. Okay, 1 million people could move. All right, I think these caravans coming from South America, all right, they're like 100,000 deep, 200,000 deep. That happened every other, so quickly you can make a move. All right. Let me get this. It's lucky. All right. Because after this in the scriptures, you got to go to the Apocrypha to get the full story. What happened to the northern kingdom of Israel? Okay. It says, also Judah not kept the commandments. This is 2 Kings 17-19. Also Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord, their power, but walked in the statutes of Israel which they made. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of spoilers, until he had cast them out of his sight. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and made Jeroboam the son of Nebat the king. And Jeroboam drave Israel from following the Lord, and made them sin a great sin. Yeah, so he started doing all that stuff you want to do, okay? Going back to worshiping all these idols and spirits and the creature, not the creator. All right. And Jeroboam drove Israel from and made them sin a great sin. Yeah, you created new customs which were wicked. Okay. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam which he did. They departed not from them until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said all of his servants the prophets. So Israel was carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. All right. And so you can also read later on of how that happened. Okay. But in the king's account, you can read that in the Chronicles. In the king's account, you can see here, so Israel was carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. So how were they carried away? Well, they're put into captivity. All right. And the Lord removed them. So he made it in his power, okay, to set up the geopolitics of the time to move Israel out. Okay. The northern kingdom. Where did they go? This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 13 of 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. So those 10 tribes is talking about Israel, the kingdom of Israel. All right. And they were carried over the waters. So there, as the scriptures, it's not going to go into all kinds of great detail on certain things. That's all you need to know. Carried over the waters. So multiple bodies of water. Rivers, lakes, seas, oceans. Okay. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So they wanted to go to this world here, the new world, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. Yeah, because they're going off. And of course, you want to get good with the Most High. You're going to say, hey, give me this one last chance. Let me make it right. And what did Jake do? Went right back in. Okay. Which led us to where we're at now. It says, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. So now it's going into detail how they got out. So the Euphrates goes where? It goes out to the sea. Okay, so that means they're leaving the continent. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. So the Lord actually guided them in the water. So it was a miracle. It was a great migration. It was a major event. All right. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through the country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Ar-Sarith. So what takes... Oh, well, it's not Africa, because it doesn't take a year and a half to get to Africa. Oh, it doesn't take a year and a half to get here or there or there. All right, there's no accounts of a large influx of people getting into India, coming to Indonesia, or China, so on and so forth. All signs point to the Americas. All right. The high shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Oh, Salakia. Verse 45. For through the country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Ar-Sareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. So there you go. All right. This is what happened. And when you look into the Incas, the Mayans, all right, Chaco Canyon, these ruins, right, of antiquity, all right, these ruins that are mysteries to the native peoples that live around them. Oh no, it's not a mystery. They know about it. No, they don't really know about it. Okay. All right. Yeah, they knew about it, but they wasn't going up in them ruins because they knew there were spirits in there. Okay. It wasn't until the Spanish came around they started rediscovering, so-called rediscovering. You know, Gad knew about Chaco Canyon, but he wasn't going to walk his ass over there because he knew the Most High got rid of it for a reason in their spirit. Oh, the Mayans over there in the Yucatan and Chichen Itza. Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, they knew about it, but they wasn't walking in there. That's why it was overgrown by the forest. Okay. Look at what the so-called white man did to Tenochtitlan. He completely erased it. All right. When it comes to our nationality, our religion, our history, it's always been attacked. Okay, mainly by the so-called white man and what other agent of Satan is out there. All right. And as of right now, these guys on TikTok like Vocab Malone, you know, they want to debunk and try to create and run with the lie. You know, you got the nerve to call people pretendians and getting on Jake for getting in touch with their Gadite side or their Reubenite side. You got an issue with that. Well, you got an issue with color, man. You're a racist. You're a lustful, vain person. Okay. Case in point, so-called Native Americans, all right, so-called indigenous peoples of North, Central, South American, are Israelites, man. All right, so-called black man in the Caribbean and North America, South America, Central America, Israelites, man. All right, as a person that's been to South America, okay, well, Panama, all right, which is Central America, and I've been in the villages, I've been on the islands. It's Jake, man. So-called black, so-called indigenous, we're living together as one. Ain't no problem over there, man. You know what they all understand? They understand who the true enemy is, the so-called white man, mainly here in America, who you guys got nothing to say about. All right? And with that, I'm going to give all praise going on. Until next time, say shalom.